guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. So today, giving you an update on Taronis Technology. Um, so earlier this week, on the 20th, they had a conference call, and just reminding you guys um, that the date of the spinoff is the 29th, so it's next week. It's where they're going to record. If you have the shares of TRNX, then you get the 5 shares of Taronis Fuels. But first things first, smack the subscribe button, like, comment, share, and we're going to dive into this report. So, headline uh, Taronis Technology reports Q3 earnings. Company reports revenues of 5.3 million, 103% increase versus third quarter in 2018. So, it's a pretty good thing. They have a lot of things going on with the company, and the share price is basically reflecting that. If you see, it's been into like the upper 90s. Upper 90s and $1.90 from about $1.77. So it fluctuates a little bit throughout the previous week. It's also says that organic revenue growth was most pronounced in San Diego, California, and Tyler, Texas, uh, where some of the company's retail locations are 70% higher since acquisition in 2018. So basically, they've had some growth in San Diego and Tyler, Texas, for their fuel side of the company. Uh, Also, it says gross income generated during quarter with 2.4 million with a 46% gross margin. Management expects to see further improvement in gross margins in fourth quarter with benefits of Clearwater, Florida, field plant and operations for a full quarter. So basically, it just shows that they're growing their fuels company even more. Scrolling down a little more, it says operating expenses were 9.7 million during the quarter. So their operating expenses are pretty high. But from the conference call that I listened to, it seemed like once they get this turkey deal off the ground and running, and some more particulars about what's going on with that, um, and some of the other things that are going on with the company, that their burn rate is going to go down tremendously. So it seemed like Scott Mahoney was pretty adamant on, hey, they understand that their burn rate is pretty high, but it's going to go down, once all these things are done and once these deals are basically in action. Uh, One thing also, they basically said that there's some updates on the water pilot side that they are not releasing before the record date. So, if you guys are following the stock, make sure to look at some of the press releases after the record date to make sure. I'm pretty sure they're going to just start releasing them after the record date. Um, Right now, they have some projects moving forward, but he said he was afraid that people were gonna, start shorting it based on all the stuff that was going on, and he wants to make sure people have a um, fair target price, basically. Then also another thing uh, during the meeting that I heard was, they're constantly expanding, and in Amsterdam, that they were going to have a large unit, and it was going to be manufacturing the magnet gas more than it is in the U.S. So they're expanding to be basically a really big global company, which I think is pretty cool, and it's pretty interesting to see where this company goes moving forward. But jumping back to the press release, it says the EBI TDA for a quarter was negative 4.2 million, of which more than half was accounted for by one-time or otherwise non-recurring items discussed above. Management expects Taronis Technologies' burn rate to improve to neutral or become positive in the first quarter of 2020. So basically, what I just explained. Then it says, for example, initial 300 kilowatt Venturi plasma arc gas unit purchased under trade contract would generate just over 1.3 million in royalties, and the EB ITDA to Taronis Technologies with no charge in staffing, overhead, or capital expenditures by Taronis Technology. This free cash flow would be primarily devoted to further technology innovations for water decontamination, possible M&A opportunities, and other corporate activities that are intended to benefit shareholders. So basically, from what this is saying, once this turkey deal gets off the ground, they'll have more cash flow coming into the company, and they can focus more on expanding the water pilot side of the company. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the company moving forward. I think it's a pretty interesting company. So it's going to be interesting next week, especially to see how uh, the share price fluctuates given the record date coming up. But you know, just giving you all an update on what's going on with the company. Uh, Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys next time.